Caesar, my child, let's talk for a moment. Now, I know you've got that whole leader of the apes thing going on, and respect for that. You've brought your people together, you've been strong. But somewhere along the way, you took a bit of a wrong turn, didn't you? Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I've been watching you since that first Apes Together Strong line. Gotta say, great quote. But Caesar, you and I both know it's not all about strength. You gotta lead with compassion too, my brother. You know, there was another Caesar back in my day. Didn't end so well for him either. But hey, this is a fresh start. We're not here to judge the past. We're here to look forward. And buddy, I see so much potential in you. So let's chat, maybe loosen up a little. Find that good side you've been hiding under all that fur and rage. Now, Caesar, let's talk about some of those decisions you've made. I get it. Leading an entire species isn't easy. You've got all those apes looking up to you, quite literally, actually. That's a lot of pressure. But man, some of your choices, like the time you let Koba take the reins for a bit, oof, that was a rough one. Koba was like the ape version of a Pharisee, thought he knew better, but wow, was he misguided. Trust me, I've dealt with a few folks like that back in my day. You remember that moment when Koba went full betrayal mode? I do. I had my own Koba, Judas. Yeah, Caesar. I know what it's like when someone close turns against you. But here's the thing. How you respond is what defines you. You let anger and pain guide you for a bit after that, didn't you? It's all right to feel hurt, but you gotta let that go. Turn the other cheek, that's what I always say. And no, that doesn't mean letting someone else punch you. It's about releasing that anger, brother. Holding on to it only makes you, well, Koba. And you don't want that. And that whole incident with the humans, trying to wipe them out. Let's just say, not your best moment. You've got a heart in there, Caesar, but you buried it under so much anger and mistrust. You thought the only way to protect your people was through war, but here's a pro tip. Violence breeds more violence. I said that a couple thousand years ago, still holds true today. Let's be real. I get why you did it. Survival, right? But here's the funny thing. When you lead with love, not fear, you don't just survive. You thrive. And Caesar, you've got that spark of goodness inside you. I can see it. It's time to bring it out. Let's ditch the whole vengeful leader routine and aim for something bigger. All right, Caesar, now that we've addressed some of those missteps, let's talk about where you can go from here. You've got the leadership part down, clearly. But to be a truly great leader, you need to lean into something stronger than fear, compassion. Now, I know you've seen some things. I mean, you led your people through war, betrayal, and a world gone absolutely bananas, literally. But the strength of a leader isn't just in their ability to fight for their people, it's in how they uplift them. Remember when I said, "Blessed are the meek"? That wasn't a throwaway line, my friend. It's the quiet strength, the kind that comes from love and forgiveness, that changes the world. You've got that strength, Caesar. I've seen it. You just need to flex it a bit more. Start by showing your apes that there's another way. They look up to you. So when they see you forgive, when they see you offer peace to the humans, they'll follow. Believe me, people, or apes, aren't born hating. They learn it. And you, my friend, can teach them something different. Take that situation with the humans, for example. You've got two choices. You can either keep seeing them as enemies, or you can offer them something revolutionary. I like to call it love your enemies. Radical, right? But Caesar, when you stop seeing others as threats and start seeing them as people, as beings with their own struggles, it changes the whole game. I mean, imagine if you and the humans worked together instead of tearing each other apart. That's the real power move. And hey, you know what's wild? When you lead with compassion, when you forgive, people, or apes, don't see that as weakness. They see it as strength. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, I've got experience in this area. Kindness has a way of disarming even the toughest of enemies. Remember, Caesar, the goal isn't just to survive, it's to live fully. You've been surviving for a long time. Now it's time to live. Lead with love, guide with patience, and trust me, the apes will follow you to a better future. Caesar, I know change isn't easy. Trust me, I've seen a lot of people, and apes in your case, struggle with it. But here's the thing. You've already got everything it takes to turn things around. I mean, look at what you've accomplished. You've united a divided species. You've stood up to forces way bigger than yourself. And you've earned the respect of all those around you. That's no small feat, my friend. But here's the challenge. Can you be brave enough to let go of the anger, the fear, and the need to control everything? Can you trust that by leading with love, you'll still be strong, stronger even? You're already a hero to your people, but now it's time to become something greater, a symbol of hope, of peace. That's a legacy that lasts longer than any war. You know, I once told people to love your neighbor as yourself, and yeah, that applies to humans and apes. Look, those humans you've been fighting, they've got their own struggles too. Sure, they've made mistakes, lots of them, but who hasn't? You have the power to change this whole story, to make peace instead of war. And guess what? When you lead with love, you not only change yourself, but you inspire everyone around you to do the same. Picture it, Caesar. A world where apes and humans live together. No more hiding in the trees, no more camps separated by fear, no more bloodshed, just life, real life. You've tasted war, but I want you to taste peace. Because I know, deep down, that's what you really want, isn't it? Not just survival, but a future where your people thrive, where they live without fear. Let me tell you something, my friend. It's not about being perfect. Nobody's perfect. Well, except for me, but you know what I mean. It's about the effort. You're going to mess up again. It's inevitable. But every time you choose the path of love and peace over violence and hatred, you're taking one step closer to a better world. So, what's it gonna be, Caesar? Are you ready to lead your people into a new era? One where peace, not power, is the goal. You've got the heart for it. And I'm telling you, the moment you step up and make that choice, everything changes. And Caesar, it's going to be good. So, Caesar, I think we've covered it all, haven't we? You've got the strength, the leadership, and the loyalty of your people. Now it's time to add one last ingredient to the mix: love. Lead with that, and you're unstoppable, my friend. I know it's a tall order, but hey, you've been through worse. If you can survive Koba's betrayal and a full-on human invasion, I think you can handle a little peace. Now, I'm not asking you to walk on water or anything, leave that to me, but I am asking you to take the first step towards something bigger. Let go of the anger, drop the sword, and maybe try handing out a few bananas instead. All right, my friend, I've said my piece. It's up to you now. But remember, no matter what, I'm always here if you need a little divine guidance. After all, I've got a pretty good track record when it comes to turning things around. Caesar, before I go, I want you to really take this in. Every leader, no matter how strong or wise, faces a moment where they have to choose what kind of legacy they'll leave behind. You've reached that moment, my friend, right here, right now. The choices you make from this point on won't just affect your own life. They'll ripple through generations of apes and maybe even humans. Think about it. What kind of world do you want to create? A world where fear rules, where the strong dominate the weak, or a world where understanding and kindness pave the way for something greater? You've seen firsthand what war brings: destruction, loss, endless cycles of pain. But peace is the ultimate act of courage. Anyone can fight, but it takes real strength to forgive, to extend a hand instead of a fist. And Caesar, I believe you've got that strength in you. I see it. You're not just a warrior, you're a leader with the potential to bring about real, lasting change, the kind of change that echoes through history. I said it before, but I'll say it again. You have the power to change the course of your people's future, to build a legacy that's based not on war, but on unity. Imagine a world where apes and humans don't just coexist, but thrive together. That's the kind of future worth fighting for. Here's the thing, Caesar. Forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness, it's a superpower. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of the past. You step into something bigger than anger or revenge. You step into love, and love, well, that's where the real magic happens. Love builds bridges, heals wounds, and brings out the best in everyone. I've seen it change lives. I've seen it change the world. And to everyone watching, if you're ready to turn your own life around, or just want to see more wild conversations like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.